In April 2025, Gaza faces an unprecedented humanitarian catastrophe. Over 51,000 Palestinians have been killed since late 2023, with women and children comprising more than half of the casualties. Hospitals lie in ruins, aid is obstructed, and entire families are buried beneath rubble. The images coming out of Gaza have shocked the world. Dust-covered children pulled from debris, mothers crying out over lifeless bodies, and doctors forced to operate without electricity or anesthesia. But this isn't merely a war over land, it's a clash of identities, traumas and histories. To grasp why Israel and Palestine remain at an impasse, we must delve into the profound and painful narratives that fuel this enduring conflict. It's not about a border, it's about belonging, it's about survival, and most of all, it's about memory. The roots of this conflict stretch back to the early 20th century, when Jewish immigrants, fleeing anti-Semitic violence and persecution in Europe, began settling in British-controlled Palestine. Many came with a dream, to rebuild a homeland in the land of their ancestors. But that land was already home to another people. Tensions grew. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan to divide the land into two states, one for Jews, one for Arabs. Jews accepted. Palestinians rejected it, seeing it as a colonial solution imposed by outsiders. In 1948, Israel declared independence. War broke out. Over 700,000 Palestinians were displaced in what they call the Nakba, or catastrophe. Villages were emptied, families scattered, homes lost forever. For Palestinians, this was not the birth of Israel, it was the death of Palestine. For Israelis, it was a miracle of survival, a return to a land they had dreamed of for generations. This isn't just a political dispute, it's psychological. Both sides have suffered, both feel threatened, and both cling to narratives of trauma that shape how they see the other. For Palestinians, the occupation, the checkpoints, the bombings, these are daily reminders of powerlessness. For Israelis, the rockets, the suicide bombings, the global condemnation, these are reminders of vulnerability. At the core of it all is a simple truth. Both peoples claim the same land as their rightful home. For Jews, it's the ancestral land promised and preserved through millennia. For Palestinians, it's the soil of their forebears now fractured, fenced and occupied. And when identity intertwines with geography, compromise feels like betrayal. In March 2025, Israel launched a surprise offensive, ending a fragile ceasefire. Over 400 Palestinians were killed on the first day alone, including hundreds of women and children. Entire neighborhoods were reduced to rubble. Hospitals were bombed, forcing patients into the streets. The healthcare system, already crippled by years of blockade, collapsed under the pressure. The scale of Israeli airstrikes and ground operations has sparked global outcry, with many calling it disproportionate, especially as civilian infrastructure continues to be systematically destroyed. Over the years, Israel has expanded settlements into Palestinian territories, drawing international criticism for violating international law. Palestinians view this expansion as a slow erasure of their homeland, a creeping occupation that leaves them with shrinking space and fewer rights. For every demolished home, every checkpoint added, every olive tree uprooted, the sense of injustice grows deeper. Food, water and medical supplies have dwindled, aid trucks have been delayed or denied, children grow thinner by the day, parents watch helplessly. And across the border, Israeli citizens huddle in bomb shelters, fearing retaliatory rocket fire. The fear runs both ways, but the imbalance of power is undeniable, and the humanitarian toll on the Palestinian people has reached catastrophic levels. Every proposed solution, whether a two-state plan, a confederation, or a shared capital in Jerusalem, falters on the same obstacle: mutual distrust. Palestinians fear that every concession means another step toward erasure. Israelis fear that giving too much will invite another war, another attack, another funeral. And so the cycle continues. Peace isn't hindered by a lack of ideas. It's hindered by generations of trauma. Every border proposed draws fresh scars. Every ceasefire is temporary. Every failed negotiation deepens the belief that peace is impossible. Yet even in this darkness, there are flickers of light. Young Palestinians and Israelis are starting to question the narratives they inherited. Some are meeting online, some are organizing together, some are risking everything to say, we don't want our children to inherit this war. These voices are small, but they are brave, and they are growing. Healing will not come overnight. It requires recognition. It requires empathy. And most of all, it requires listening, truly listening, to the pain of the other side. Because this was never just about territory. It's about dignity, it's about history, and it's about whether two peoples, both wounded, can ever learn to share the same home. Let us know in the comments what you think. Is peace still possible, or are some divisions too deep to erase? And don't forget to watch our other videos breaking down the world's most complex conflicts, one story at a time.